Alright guys, so last time I saw you, we worked on the Delauney artwork, creating balance in our artwork. One of the neat things about abstract art is that you can turn it in different directions and it'll kind of create a different feeling behind it too. So if I turn it this way, it looks very, very fast, like things are moving really, really fast, like in a comic book. And if I turn it this way, it's a little more calm. So this will also help with your color choices. So right now what I want you to do is I want you to go and get your crayons, and I want you to get your watercolor if you have it. If not, you don't need to, so we'll hit pause again and we'll go get our watercolor and a brush and some water. Let's go ahead and pause and do that. And there's my cup of water. Alright, everybody's back. So what we'll do first is we're going to use the crayons, and I don't want you to use every single color under the rainbow because then it'll look a little bit confusing. So in my final one, I chose to use black to help draw the person's eye across the paper and these big areas of white to balance out that darkness. I used this tealish blue across my paper here. I used yellow across my paper here. I used a little bit of regular blue and a tiny bit of purple. So that was about 4 colors and 5 including orange. And if you want to include black and white, that's 7. So what I want you to do is pick your colors. I think I'm going to do some orange today. So I'm going to pick up my orange crayon or colored pencil. If you have markers, that's fine too. The markers will spread around if you use watercolor on them unless they're permanent markers. So this is actually a yellow-orange, so it's a little bit lighter, and I'm going to use that in the curved areas. And I'm going to fill these spaces in, little finger ups and downs, little side to sides. And if you have to turn your paper while you color, that's fine too. I have to do that so that my hand follows that curve, and I do neater colorings. And I think down here I'm going to do it in the big curve. Okay, so far I have just these 3 areas of color. And now I'm going to pick out a different color. Alright, so I have used some yellow and I've used some green. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black and I'm going to outline. You don't have to do this. I prefer to do it. It helps cover up some of your pencil lines and any overlaps. If you color with the black crayon first though, it will smudge when you color over it. So keep that in mind. If you do the black outline, if you're using a crayon. If you're using a marker, it won't smudge. But if you use a black crayon first, it's going to smear if you bump your regular crayon into it later. So I like to do this so that it's nice and crisp and clean, and it's going to help with the watercolor resist that I'm going to do in just a moment. So you'll notice that I didn't color everything in with the crayon. I want to use the black for some areas. So in this circle here, I'm going to color it in black, and then I'm going to balance that out in other areas. I'm going to color this section in black, just so that there's not a whole lot of contrast in one space. If there's a whole lot of one color in an area, it's going to draw the viewer's eye there, but then the viewer might get bored. So you want to make sure that when you're adding color, especially to an abstract piece of artwork like this one, that you balance it out. So I had this large area of black. I'm going to do some black up in here. And then I'm also going to do a little bit more black somewhere else, I think in this stripe. So you have to pick and choose, and you kind of have to see it in your mind about what it might look like And I just noticed that I need a little bit of orange on this side right here. So I'm going to be very carefully when I'm coloring around that black. Nope, I missed a black. It happens. I got too excited. There we go. So now if I take a step back from my artwork and look at it from a different point of view, I might need to add more something there. So I'm going to use my watercolor, and I'm going to use some of the same colors. I'm going to put some really dark orange down in this area. Okay, so to make it a darker orange, whoopsies, you add layers of orange, or just not quite a lot of water in it. And hold your brush like a pencil. Remember, she's ballerina. She dances on her tippy toes. Just swish, swish, wipe, wipe. Again, if you don't have watercolor, this step you can do with crayon or marker, or if you have food coloring, add food coloring to a little bit of water, and it will give you some watercolor. Don't use up all the food coloring though, because you don't want to run out in case you have to make cupcakes. I'm going to add some blue now. So I'm going to balance that out up here. And you're allowed to leave some areas of the painting white to help balance things out. So I'm going to leave this white, and I'm going to leave this white, and I'll probably leave this white, or these smaller spaces. And then this one I think I'm going to do with green paint, because I don't have a whole lot of green in that area, but I'm going to try to make it real light, so it's not overpowering. It's not super in your face, but it creates enough of a different area. I'm going to spread that around. Remember to press, brush, lift. Even if it's your paints, you still want to be kind. And then that will take us to the end for today. So the coloring part might take you 2 classes, and that's fine. Nope, I need some green down here. A little more water. And there we go. Okay, so when you're all finished, please make sure that you put it up on Flipgrid so we can all see it. Bye, guys.